FAQs.sg, we make technology accessible. Welcome back. Check out our previous video at the end of this video if you have not. Today, we will finish editing the button by explaining the various styling options that you can apply. It will also include explaining the remaining options in the middle bar. To edit the button, click on the button. The first option in the middle bar is Amend Parent. This helps you go to the parent element so that you may edit it. In this case, it will bring you to the row as the button is within the row. The second option is the Label option. We have covered this in the third part of our series, so we will skip this. The next option is the Font option. You can change the font here. The drop-down menu helps you to filter to the type of font family you want. Let's say I want a cursive font. I will click on the cursive option and choose my font from there. You can see that the font will change. If I want the button to follow the same font as the overall template, I will click on None, which will change the font back to the default font. The default font can be changed via the Overall tab at the left-hand side. Now, the Styles tab. A lot of the styling options are pretty self-explanatory, so I will skip the obvious ones and highlight those that are interesting. The Disabled option is something you might want to consider if you want the button to be disabled until the user logs in. The next option that is interesting is Element Width. We use the Bootstrap system, where each row should include a set of elements where the sum of their column widths add up to 12 or fewer. Hence, here, the button is taking up 5 out of 12 of the space in the row. Here, if you toggle the slider, it will change the button width for all screen sizes. If you want it to affect only for screen widths that are phone landscape and above, then click on the Add button and toggle. Another option to take note of is the number of instances. This is if you would like the button to repeat itself multiple times. Click Dynamic. There are 2 elements here. I will close the formula screen and go to Preview. You can see that there will be 2 of the button. This could be useful in cases when you want to create staking buttons for each NFT a user owns. We will close the preview and move on. Click the button again and go back to the Styles option. The option, Hide this element, is when you do not want the button to be seen until, say, the user is logged in. Lastly, the Wrap element in Container just puts the button within a container. The next tab is the Comment tab. You can save the style of this button and reuse the style in other places in the template. I will save this style as Test 1. To see how this works, I will click on a previously saved style called Green. You can see that the button has changed to green. I will then remove Peg, which results in the button not using the saved style, green anymore. The Text Color tab is pretty self-explanatory. I will skip this. In the following tab, we will control the background color. Under the standard color set, we will provide a list of background and hover colors for the button, as well as the option to choose if you want an outline or a full color button. You may also customize your background and hover color by clicking on the Custom option. The Border tab controls all the decisions that you want to make with respect to the borders of the button, including the border thickness, the border color, the borderline style and the border radius. You may also remove the border if you do not want any. Under Icons, you may choose to add an icon to your button. For example, if your button links to your Facebook account, you may want to add the Facebook logo to the button like this. You may also change the icon color and the height and width using the other tabs. We will skip this. The On-Click tab was covered in our most recent video. Check that out if you have not. We will move on to the Tooltip tab. This provides hints for your user of what the button does, by showing a text when the button is hovered. For example, let me put the text as Test. You can see when the button is hovered, the word Test will pop up at the top. You can decide the color and the location of the tooltip. The next option is Position. It is used to shift the relative position of the button within the row. Currently, The page is blank as there is no other elements within the same row as the button. The last few options are easy to understand. The duplicate option duplicates the button. The delete option deletes the button. The last option is the guide, where it explains what the current element is and provide links to our text guide. This is all for now. Do check out our guide for more detailed notes to aid you in building your DApp. In the next video, we will style and add actions to a navigation bar from scratch. See you next time.